Hey guys, we're going to be doing a Ben 10 tier list this time of all the classic aliens. This was made by Xander Shepard. So go check him out if you want. I don't know what he does, but. Okay, so basically, I put them in order of their appearance in the series. So first, we're going for Heat Blast. Looking back at the episodes, because as I said, I watched I recently decided to rewatch the entire series. Uh, I don't think I watched all of the episodes, but I did watch quite a few of them as a kid. But now, after watching all of the episodes, I find that uh, all the classic aliens, they each have their own. They all have their nice and great moments, so I don't think any of them are lesser than a D. So they will only have C's to S's. Uh, The more tier lists I do, the more you guys are gonna see that I'm not one to hate on things. But anyways, here we go. Starting off with Heat Blast. Um, you see, I want to put him in S tier because he's the alien. Uh, that the main alien, but honestly, I'm putting him in A because that's how I personally feel. It might be weird to most people, but for me, he's really cool. His what how Ben uses him against Vilgax is great. He has great moments in the series. There's just people will complain about feedback and how he's made to look cool. He's made to be a cool alien. I feel like that's Swamp Fire too. I don't know. It just Heat Blast. I feel like is made to be the favorite. He's made to try to be the favorite of out of the classics, and I feel like that bumps it down for me by one. Wild Mutt. Thinking about how they used him in the episodes, how they in season 2 episode 1, Ben tries to use Wild Mutt to communicate with them to the actual other the other Wild Mutts, which is I think is cool because it shows how much Ben has grown and how he knows that he doesn't always have to fight in order to save the day. When I'm thinking of unique moments, I don't think Wildmutt does it that much, actually. I think unfortunately he might just be a B. I don't know. We're always seeing how he can be uh, good in combat, and Was there a moment where he was used to sniff something out? I don't remember. But yeah, he's cool design, cool idea with being like alien Daredevil. I don't think he does that much though. Yeah, but Diamond Head is an obvious S tier. The thing is, a lot of people have talked about why Diamond Head is like one of the best classic aliens, and it's hard to it's hard to think of anything unique to say about him when everyone else has basically said everything that makes him a great alien. Accelerate, I think, is better than Heat Blast. Accelerate was the first alien that Ben 10 used for his own amusement, not to just goof around, but to use a use a very use it for a very selfish desire to show that Ben 10 is just a child. Accelerate also isn't just used for combat, but can be also used to get out of bad situations, which we'll get to another uh, alien that does that too. Accelerate is very versatile in the show, and sometimes even though Ben 10 does lose sometimes with Accelerate, Accelerate has plenty of wins that are pretty cool, especially in the season finale actually, where he basically used Accelerate to outsmart Vilgax, which I think is why he definitely deserves the A tier. Gray Matter. Gray Matter. Uh, he gets a B, below Wild Mutt. I don't, as I said, I don't think any of the aliens are bad. I just think Gray Matter doesn't have as many good moments as others. There are two specific episodes that I can think of with Gray Matter, and that is one, the episode with Tetrax, where they first meet Tetrax, where Ben starts learning to use his Omnitrix strategically instead of using brute force. And then the episode where he's stuck as gray matter and is captured by a regular human, and we first meet the Forever Knights. So it's fun to watch gray matter. It's just even in that episode that's unique to gray matter himself, it just kind of shows great how less useful he is as the other aliens, which I don't think is entirely a bad thing, as these aliens aren't just powers, they are DNA of actual living things. And to show that they aren't all just powerful and fighting machines makes sense. So I guess it does help a bit. I guess that helps a bit in, in world make it helps the Omnitrix feel more like what Azimuth says he intended it for instead of it just being a weapon. You know, because he originally made it for his girlfriend, uh, for a device to help all the to help pe- not just people to help other aliens understand each other, basically. And I think that helps uh, make the Omnitrix feel that way, I guess. So maybe go over Wild Mutt, I guess? I don't know. Forearms. I'm really torn on being top of A or above or bottom of S tier. Forearms is used a lot, mostly because Ben really likes to use brute force in the classic series. And Forearms is the brute force of the classic aliens. So he's used a lot and is basically has a lot more scenes than most of the aliens. So he gets a lot more memorable. Again, he's got more memorable scenes than most aliens. Like I'm just thinking of especially the one of the last episodes, like season 4 episodes, where he uses forearms to win a tournament to get the money to get the laptop. Like that's one of forearms, probably one of forearms' most popular scenes. Then you got his first appearance where he fights a freaking mammoth. It's just really hard. I'll put him in S tier for now. Uh, because there's just a lot of memorable scenes of him. Next is Stinkfly. There's the scene where during the Leviathan episode where he uses his goop to fish himself out of the water, and as well, it shows his weakness of when in water he can't fly because his wings are not dry, which again is building it makes it so the Omnitrix isn't just a weapon with all powerful aliens. It helps show you these aliens are people, not pe- these aliens are living things basically. Would I really put Stinkfly above Wildmutt? Here's the thing. I really like the design of Stinkfly. I just don't think Stinkfly has that many unique scenes about him for him. I mean, there is the cool scene where he uses his stinger to destroy the roof of a car, which was pretty cool. I might, I might put him over Wildmutt. That might be controversial, but it's my list. So, Rip Jaws. Now this I know is going to be controversial, but it's because of the world building it does. Because, like I say, the Omnitrix isn't a weapon full of these overpowered things. These are living beings with their own powers and weaknesses. Ripjaw is the best example of how the Omnitrix is a device used to help others understand other aliens. Now, I like Ripjaws a lot because of that, and he does have good scenes, especially his first appearance in the Leviathan episode. He can be really cool when the when in the water. That's the thing. He can't breathe when he's not in the water. People don't like that about him, but I think that makes him interesting because of what I said previously. I'm not going to repeat it, of course. Upgrade. Oh. Oh no. Okay, I think people are gonna. They are not gonna. The people are not gonna like where I place upgrade. Yes, I like upgrade more than accelerate. I like him more than heat blast. I love the design. I love basically almost all of his scenes. The one where he shoots Zombozo's uh, crew with the tennis balls. I love that scene so much. I mean, upgrade. You know what? That when he comes around, he's gonna use some technology near him. The thing is, technology is a lot of things. It can be gym equipment, like in the episode where he fights. I forget her name. Uh, the the biker lady who gets merged with one of Vilgax's machines. I'll get to I'll get to some other part in the episode for upgrade, but anyways, there's a lot of ways upgrade can be used unique in a unique way just because he can use tech. Up he can upgrade any tech. I mean, upgrade is the main reason why him and Gwen got stuck in the video games. Super Sumo Slammer. We wouldn't have that episode if Upgrade wasn't an alien. Yeah, I just really like Upgrade's design, and I love how his powers work, and how I just love his scenes because anything upgrading tech and using it to your advantage is unique and really cool to me. If you have watched my Ben 10 video, which you probably haven't, as I don't think anyone has watched it, you might know that Ghost Freak is my favorite alien. And it's not just because of Ghost Freak being the first alien to break out of the Omnitrix. I really like the transformation sequence, for one thing. My favorite transformation sequence out of anything the Benjen series has done. Out of any of the transformation sequences, it's my favorite. How the skull um, turns 180 degrees to be upside down. So cool. Uh, I also really like his scene in the Fear of Clowns episode. That's one of my favorite scenes of all time in the Ben 10 series. That scene is what started my adoration for Ghost Freak, actually. And Ghost Freak is also used to get away from Vilgax in Vilgax's episode in the final episode in season 1. He uses Ghost Freak. Well, he accidentally turns into Ghost Freak and evades basically Vilgax's punch by accidentally going. Gosh darn it. Fate. Basically, he uses Ghost Freak accidentally, and Fate and the his Vilgax's fist goes through Ghost Freak, and Ghost Freak is able to escape and get away from Vilgax until Vilgax gets Gwen and Max and gets Ben to go with him. So Ghost Freak literally basically saved Ben 10's life there. His first scene also is very iconic. Being able to sneak around and see how crazy the place actually is to show how versatile Ghost Freak can be, not in just combat, but also to sneak around places. And we see in Ghost Freaked Out, Ghost Freak can be very good in combat. Whatever he does to, I forget their names, the big guy, and then getting uh, his arm wrapped by the hair girl, and then him phasing through to smack the hair girl into the ground. He can be a very versatile alien compared to the other ones, and I feel like Ghost Freak is very underrated. Of course, I would think that because he's my favorite. But all right, so that is all the original 10 aliens ranked. We have. Dang, I didn't realize they almost doubled the amount of aliens that Ben started out with. But anyways, Cannonbolt. I don't know how controversial this one's gonna be. I feel like it will be a bit controversial. He is also one of my favorite aliens. I love the design. His his first appearance for me was one of the best appearances because it showed us that Ben can unlock more aliens. That in itself makes Cannonball one of my favorites. But his first appearance also shows how getting a new alien can change things up as Ben tries to learn how to use his new alien. And we find out later that Cannonbolt was the only way to defeat the villain of the episode, which was the Tick. Without Cannonbolt, the whole Earth would be dead. Every single living thing would be gone. And I really loved the scene of Cannonbolt destroying the Tick from the inside. A pretty unique and cool way to defeat something. Then you've got Ben 10,000 when he uses it, the sleek, cool design. I find his design in Ben 10,000 pretty cool as well. I just really like Cannonball design wise as well. Like all I like basically all Ben 10 alien designs, but I think Cannonball is one of my favorite alien designs just in general, especially when he's rolled up into the ball. Wildvine. I like Wildvine. I don't think he's B tier. I think he's A tier somewhere. I think I'm putting Wildvine above Accelerate, which is again probably gonna be controversial to some people. I just again design wise, cool. First appearance, awesome. His abilities, cool. Kind of like Spider-Man. His, I believe his second appearance was the hypnotic episode where he Ben uses uh Wildvine in the final the climax of the episode, and swings around the place to evade everyone to get to I forget his name. The a lot of the villains' names I can't remember. They're not as interesting or fun design wise. I can't remember their names, but anyways, again showing that Wildvine and showing an alien that can be versatile and not just be used for combat wise reasons. I know he has other appearances I really liked. I just can't remember them for some reason. But anyways, okay, we are moving on to the monsters, monster aliens. Ben Wolf, man, so underutilized. Only appeared once. That I wish. You see, I'm just basing it off of only the classic series. If we were putting in Omniverse, he would definitely be up there for me. He doesn't. He only has one episode where he's used. I feel like I can't put him up that much by that much for the classic. I think I'm gonna have to. His episode is cool. He's done very well in that episode, but they don't use him after that, and I don't understand why. The same goes for these guys. Like, so I'm just gonna base them off of by design. I'm probably just gonna put them all in B. I guess I'll just put them in that order. Upchuck. You see, the one iconic scene that I can think of for Upchuck is in, you know, Ben 10 versus the negative 10, where like, probably one of the most iconic scenes. And, Even though that scene is very iconic, I kind of want to put him in C. I'm not gonna lie. I feel I can't do my boy Wild Mutt dirty like that. Honestly, I don't want to put Wild Mutt in the same tier as. I don't want to put any of these guys in the same tier as Upchuck. Now later in the series, he's much better. It's just I don't know. In the classic series, Upchuck doesn't do much for me. Ditto is. I do like Ditto. Like, here's the thing. I do like all these aliens. I know I sounded a bit mean to Upchuck. I like Upchuck. It's just I don't, compared to the other ones, I don't know. Upchuck, he doesn't do enough for me, and I don't know. The design's fine. Do like the scene of him eating the basically the atomic bomb, an atomic nuke. Basically, eating the atomic nuke and living after it. Ditto has a few scenes that I like. For instance, his first appearance is fun and displays his abilities well, and how uh, shows that when one piece of it is not with them, then he can't turn back. Then you got again the episode where Ben goes into the tournament. You have Ditto being used to help the other competitors save their maw, and I really enjoy the scene and the antics that ensues. I'm gonna put him in A. I'm gonna put him in A. I guy. Now, because he was shown so late into the series, he of course he doesn't have that many appearances. He only has two appearances, right? In Ben 10 versus Negative 10 and the movie. I like both of his scenes a lot. And I'm I'm putting him over Forearms. Design is really cool. They show off the alien uh, pretty well. And he's the first alien that is shown off after Ben 10 unlocks him, which shows us that he could have more aliens than we've seen him use. Like we saw in Omniverse, he had feedback, and feedback losing feedback was the reason why he lost the Animatrix in the first place. So with Eye Guy, we could believe he got feedback at some point. Um, though it was probably after. But yeah, basically, Eye Guy not only has two cool scenes, his design is also cool. But we see how Ben 10 can have aliens that we just haven't seen him use. He's we could sorry, let me rephrase that. He might have used aliens that we just have not seen yet. Way Big only appears in the movie and basically annihilates Vilgax and his army. I'm so sorry, Upchuck, for putting what I feel bad. I feel bad. I'm sorry, Upchuck. I'll put you in B with everyone else, and I'll delete C. There. There, I'm sorry, Upchuck. There, that's my tier list. Yeah, you can see I'm not a negative person. At least I try not to be. But yeah, that's my Benton tier list for the classic aliens. I am in the middle of watching Alien Force, so when I get that done, I'll probably at some point do a tier list for that.